Well, hello everyone. We have reached it, the final battle of the Union No Infantry Campaign Challenge, and what I believe will be the hardest battle. It is, as they said, on to Richmond, and we're ready to dive in. It has been a long time since I fought the Battle of Richmond. I really have no idea what to expect whatsoever, so I'm just going to use the same tactics I've used all the way along. I do know it's going to be tough fighting this battle where I barely outnumber him. But I've thrown everything I've got into this thing. I've got a lot of men left, but I ran out of money and out of space in my cores for units. I did have a little bit of space left over in my third corps, but I ran out of money to be able to buy units, to buy guns. So this is where we are, and we're going to take about a 5,000 man advantage into the battle, but a huge advantage in artillery, and I'm hoping that's what's going to make the difference. So let's take a look here. Our first corps will soon begin arriving on the battlefield located east of Richmond. To mask our attack from enemy reconnaissance, we have maneuvered our corps into position one by one, of course. Our main objective is to secure the first defensive layer of trenches east of the city. Reconnaissance reveals a lightly defended section. It starts from here and extends further south to this point. Dang, big battlefield, and ends south of the York River at Williamsburg Road. Then, of course, we've got the heavily fortified sections up here in the city itself. Next steps would be to capture the forts that guard Richmond's eastern side, and finally the city itself. Let's skip ahead here. All right, the vanguard of our corps is arriving. So the first steps, it looks like, are to take these fortifications, which thankfully seem to be out in the open. So let's see what we've got available to us here. I've got a pretty good mix in my first corps. It looks like we're bringing in the 3rd and 4th divisions first. So I've got some melee cav, which I think may come in handy here. A lot of artillery, which I'm going to use early on to kind of soften him up. Let's move everybody up this way. So again, as always, my approach will be slow and methodical, using my massive artillery advantage to hopefully soften him up and even the odds a little bit so that I'm not dealing with as many troops. Because having the slight advantage that I do, and actually right now I have a disadvantage, I've got to make up for that somehow. So I'm going to start by sending my... Actually, I'll send my melee cav first, because if I run into any skirmishers, I can deal with them more effectively. And then right behind them, we'll send the mounted infantry. And I need to screen a little bit, because what I don't want to have happen is have him show up with some skirmishers behind me and hit my artillery. And I know that's exactly what he'll probably want to do. So I'm going to dismount right away with some of them here. I'm going to keep at least one unit of mounted infantry with the artillery. And then just kind of screen my movements as I get the artillery going. I want to bring him up here, maybe right up here on this hill, and use that to start shelling his position. Not remembering how this battle goes, I don't know exactly what the timeline is, but I'm assuming I've got plenty of time to get this done. And I'll probably save my game at the beginning of each section just to be sure that I don't wrongly assume I have more time than I do. Alright, here he comes. Let's back it up. We've gone as far as we need to for now. So I'm basically just going to keep everybody here just as a protection. I think I can move these guys up now. Alright, let's pull the melee cav back. I want to get everybody out of artillery range, and we're going to try to take out his artillery first. My first corps, I think my first 2 corps have all rifled artillery just so I could kind of get a head start on taking out his guns. Now we'll keep Frank back here. Looks like he just got some reinforcements. And I'm just going to sit tight, at least for now. I may need to move up here just so I can once again see. Because it looks like at least from there I may not be able to see anything. So I may need my cavalry to scout so I can see what it is that I'm shooting at. I hate that his artillery can see me, but I can't see him. So basically, I'm gonna have to sit somebody out there to take those shots so that I can see who I'm shooting at. And I guess for now we're not firing on his artillery. We're gonna have to fire on his infantry because that's all I can see at the moment. Alright, what are we waiting on here? Need my artillery to start opening up on these guys. Maybe I can get a little closer. Honestly, I think I want to hit the guy over here on his extreme left first. So it's going to be boring, but this is what I need to do. He's got a 5,000 man advantage on me on the field right now. Surprisingly, I've taken out 2 of his guns, even though I don't see his artillery. I'm concerned supply may become an issue at some point, just because of how much my artillery is going to be firing. Alright. I might as well, I'm going to at least wait until this part of the mission time ticks down and see what happens next before I go advancing. Because I don't know which side of this battlefield. I'm assuming it's going to open up to the south. But I don't want to find that I send a bunch of guys in and then suddenly he has a bunch more units over here. So we'll just sit here and fire until this timer ticks down. So them being in fortifications obviously makes it slow going firing with my artillery, but I am causing a lot of casualties. I must be taking out more than just what I see here because there's no way that this is all I've killed. We got more brigades, here we go. Alright, so here comes our first batch of reinforcements. So I'm going to pause for just a second so I can save, like I said, at each section of this battle. Okay, so now we get more of the battlefield opening up. Now we have 3 objectives, and it's another 2-hour timer. This one's right out here in the open, but we're actually coming in pretty close on him. So there's a lot to kind of organize here. I got a lot of mounted infantry here, and I expect he's probably going to have some people in these woods. So I've got to be careful. And dismount all of my mounted infantry down here. We'll start moving out the artillery, and then I'm going to very slowly do this. Yep, there we have actually some melee cavalry there, which he's not going to do a lot in those woods, but Alright, so we've got some skirmishers here. Let's get them moved up. Let's get these additional artillery pieces into position. Actually, I think I'll put these artillery pieces right here, because what's going to happen is once I take this objective, I have to start moving down to try and deal with this one. So the numbers now, he's still got about a 4,200 man advantage on me on the field. And what we're going to do is we're going to take these 4 melee cav units to punch a hole in his line. I'm going to sit tight here. I'm probably going to... Actually, I'm going to slow down here, because what I'm going to need to do is I am going to need to start shelling this position too, and it looks like he's already hitting me. So I'm actually going to put these guns in the woods and get some protection for them down here. Let's get these guys moved up so I know what I'm looking at. So we're going to do this nice and slow. I've got to be careful because I don't have a lot of margin for error here, only with a 5,000 man advantage in this battle and assaulting all these fortifications. Okay. So let's do this. Let's start getting my mounted infantry into position, and we're gonna throw in the melee cavalry with mounted infantry right there to kind of screen and protect them. Who is charged? Oh, it's him. Okay. His melee cav's not going to do a lot to me in the woods. These guys are mostly here to screen. Just kind of protect the artillery. Okay. Alright, let's do this. We're going to get the mounted infantry moving. I'm going to move these 4 right up here. So they're going to take his volleys. Now I can see his guns. Oh, he's moving units in behind. So I think one of you guys warned me about that he would have another layer of units behind the initial ones in the fortifications, which is what will make it hard to rush in with melee cav. But we're going to try to punch a hole right through the top of this line here. And these mounted infantry units are obviously going to take some casualties up front. Especially from his artillery, but we're going to quickly take them out. Here we go. Yeah, we'll see a lot of casualties for the melee cav here, but that's what needs to be done to punch a hole, which gives me the ability to start flanking him and getting around his fortifications. Alright, we gotta be careful here that they don't get sucked in too far, like the Snakefoot Brigade. Get out of there, get out of there. Alright, they came out of there in pretty good shape, actually. There was a volley there that the Snakefoot Brigade took, but otherwise, that wasn't too bad. I want to pause and just kind of reevaluate the situation here with an hour to go in this phase. He's still got me by about 4,000 men. Right here, hopefully my artillery's starting to soften him up a little bit. I really want to take out his guns, since I can see them here, at least a few of them. But I'm counting on the fact I've got more time, so I'm not pushing too hard over here right now. Right, Sanders is kind of taking the brunt of things right now, but that's okay. Take out the guns. Can't quite hit him there. It's right at the edge of my range for some of the smaller guns. Oh boy, okay. Come on, Upton, you gotta turn, buddy. He get reinforcements? Or I'm just spotting reinforcements that he had previously gotten. Alright, now we're going to start driving these guns back. I got to watch Anderson. He's on Mason's flank. Let's get the melee cav in there. Keep them on the edge, keep them on the edge, so they don't get flanked. Alright, let's nail Anderson, take him out. He's going to cease to exist very quickly, unless he gets sucked back into the woods. I don't think he's going to have time for that, though. There's too many melee cav here. He's going to get wiped out. And he already did. Okay, perfect. So now I've got my melee cav in his rear. At least up here at the top. I'm going to send these skirmishers over here. I'm going to start moving up my artillery. I'm hoping I have time to do all this as slowly as I am. Because if it gives me the time to do this, it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon already, so I don't know if I do. If it gives me the time to do this, I'll be fine. See what's happening down here. I'm most concerned about that center position. Alright, we got an ammo issue here. Sanders has been beat up pretty good anyway. I probably need to relieve him. So we'll bring these guys in here to relieve him. Let's get Sanders out of there. He's been taking a lot. Oh, can we kill General Longstreet? Can we get that lucky real quick in one volley? No, not quite. Now these guys are in the woods, so this isn't going to be real effective, but I think it might still work with the number of men that I'm going to bring in on him. Yeah, even in the woods, that amount of melee cav will do the job. We broke and destroyed that unit, and I think we may do the same with these guys. Alright, pull back, pull back. Pull out. Come on, guys. Alright, perfect. Again, it's just a matter of having enough time. That's why I'm saving between each phase, just because I don't know how much time it's going to give me, and I want to be sure. Eight minutes to go here. Now he's coming up with some bigger infantry units. I got to be careful here. You're gonna leapfrog the artillery again. Three minutes to go in this phase, and we'll see where we're at. My gut tells me the next phase is where I've got to take the objectives, just because we're at 5:30 in the afternoon at this point. It's not going to give me all day to do this. I bet I have 2-3 hours on the next phase. It's March, so daylight won't even last that long. I'll look at you trying to occupy those fortifications. Okay, so now we're going to switch to the other side. We're going to switch to the advance continues in the south. Maybe. What's going on here? Oh, there we go. So now we're going to switch to another unit of troops. In the meantime, the other part of our army is advancing via Williamsburg Road, a few miles south. So another whole area of the battlefield here. Now they got a star fort there too. They're currently stretched out so thin that only their dismounted cavalry guards those trenches in the nearby fort. Good, because that's what I'm attacking with. Confederate infantry will surely rush to their aid, but if we act fast, we could overrun the defensive positions before they arrive. Okay, so in this case, again, outnumbered, but they're telling me got to do this fast. So I've got an hour and a half. I guess I need to do this quickly. So this is the first time I'm going to make kind of a strategic decision here, and that is I don't have the troops to take this fort on this side right now. I hope it doesn't set me back by not trying to rush in there and take it before he gets reinforcements. But the sad fact is, I just can't do it, not with these troops. So I'm going to sit back, see if he comes to me, try to advance slowly, maybe take out a few men here and there, but I'm not going to recklessly rush in there and destroy this fragilely small army that I have. So if anything happens here on this phase, I'll show you, but otherwise I think we're going to go ahead and just advance right to the next part of the battle. Alright, so we made it through that phase without really engaging the enemy, and we're going to move back on, I think, to the other side again, and this is probably where we're going to have to take these objectives. But again, I'm going to kind of err on the side of caution and see how this works out. We've got 2 hours to go. It is 5:30 at night. The battle continues. This guy's trying to occupy these fortifications, but it's not working out so well for him. And I'm just going to keep pushing down from this side. as best I can. I do have 2 hours to go, and I've got a long way to go, so it's not going to be enough just to do it with these guys. Let's see what the numbers look like. Oh, he just got reinforcements, so he's back to about a 4,400 man advantage. I've got these guys in the open here. Just gotta be careful. He's got units behind him. So I am gonna take some volleys, but we'll take our chances. The units behind aren't real big. We might be able to completely wipe out and destroy this brigade here. I've just got to be careful not to get sucked back too far. But I'm hoping I can wipe him out before I do. Alright. Let's pull out. Didn't quite take him out all the way, but I did cause some damage, so that's good. Whoa, Kershaw. Buddy. These two, I think I ought to be able to destroy. Ooh, Perry's kind of big. His volleys are going to hurt. Alright, back. I took this supply depot, so that helps a lot. And we're taking the first objective. So let's pause just a second. Reevaluate. Okay, he's coming up over here on this side. I've got to be careful there. Let's mount up a couple of units to get over there and screen that side. Some of my units are starting to take a lot of casualties, so I've got to be careful. Here's what the numbers look like. That 4,000 man advantage is down to about 2,700. No. You guys stay put. Alright, he's got melee cav here, but I've got so much artillery that hopefully they soften the blow. Perfect. Let's get these guys out here on the flanks. I probably need to start thinking about advancing elsewhere. Alright, dismount these guys. So we're in the woods, so my melee cav's not really going to be able to break up turret. We're just going to have to do this the old-fashioned way. Hopefully get up on his flank. Start bringing the guns down. So I am going to send a couple of these, or 3 of these units of melee cav out here into the woods. His guns, last I saw him, were actually outside the woods. So maybe I can take advantage of that. If these are the only, if this is the only infantry right here, and it doesn't appear he's sending more up. Okay, never mind. If it weren't for the fact that he was sending these reinforcements up, I probably could have hit Godwin with my 7th Cavalry. Alright, I'm going to pause again. Let's look at these numbers. He got more reinforcements again. So I hate that. I hate how, even though you have an advantage in numbers, it tends to give the advantage to the outnumbered unit. Or the outnumbered army by the way that it reinforces. So I'm still waiting on my reinforcements, but it looks like he's rushing everybody up to that side. So maybe we draw a little of the pressure off by going in at these guys. No, we gotta leave these guns. The guns are almost out of ammo already. I do have supplies here. So let's keep these guns right where they are. And start the process of moving. On the other objective. So we'll do the good old tried and true Napoleonic tactic. Hit them on both flanks and hopefully weaken the center. No, 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 no. You stay there. Okay, now might be an opportunity to hit Godwin. More reinforcements on his side. He's up to 26,000 now. Are you kidding me? And look at this. Look at him sneaking up on my flank behind me. That's a problem. Because I've got a bunch of artillery up there. And I wasn't expecting that at all. So we've got to send help. And I don't have a lot of help to send, unfortunately. Because my reinforcements haven't arrived yet. Move the guns, move the guns. Get Powell up there. Alright, I want to pause for just a second because this does have me concerned over here. It does look like Powell's going to get there in time, so that's good. I'm going to have to run it slow here for a minute. Because right when I thought that it was time to hit the other flank is when I get surprised by this. Oh, a bunch of cavalry in my rear. Oh my gosh. My guns are toast. How did that even happen? Just as I start really breaking his left, this cavalry comes in and just ruins everything. This is why we can't have anything nice, Confederates. Jeez. What a mess. Yeah, I know. He's getting reinforcements out the wazoo right now. And mine are nowhere to be found. Alright, I guess that could have been worse. My artillery started turning on him, so that helped. But my whole strategy just got messed up because of that. Alright, I want to pause again because now we got to look at what's happening down here. I am going to start this advance. I've only got 2 units of melee cav here. Man, these parrots got lit up. Alright, let's pause. I wanna see what's happening up here. Here they come again, but again my guns are there, so they can at least deal with that. But that just means I'm not dealing with what's happening over here. Now he's coming up from this side too. Oh my gosh, my guns are just in trouble either way. Oh, he just rushed more infantry up here. He's making my life miserable. Alright, we did their jobs. Get out of there. Is there another? Yeah, there's another unit down there. Oh my gosh. Getting eaten alive by the melee cav. I'm gonna lose Stanley. Come on, light these guys up. Wow. It was a great plan until the cavalry showed up in my rear. Just messed the whole thing up. Miller wants to occupy these fortifications. I hope he does, because I'm going to throw my cavalry at him if he does. Oh, really? You just think you're going to go in there and grab my supplies like that? I don't think so. Alright, I'm done with you, dude. Man, that really messed everything up badly. Oh, here we go again. Where are the rest of my men? Oh, wow. We made him surrender. That's awesome. Problem is we got to stick him in the middle somewhere where he won't get brought back. He got the command point back. But not for long, although this timer may tick before I get it back. Alright, that unit's gone. We've taken out 2 of these cavalry units now. We just wiped out a 3rd. Alright, on to the next phase. So now it opens back up to the south, and I'm actually going to have a slight advantage now. We're going to stop right there for part 1 of this battle. It was going, I think, fairly well until that last part. Obviously, if I'd known that was coming, I would have planned accordingly. It would have gone very different. But I still think I'll be okay. That just definitely was a setback for me. But we'll see what happens moving forward. Please let me know your thoughts. This may be one of those battles that I have to go back and replay. I did that a lot on Legendary mode, but I've never had to do it in this mode so far. This may be one of those times I have to go back, at least in that last phase, so that I can prepare for that cavalry. But I don't want to have to do that, at least until I know I can't win. So I want to react and respond as though this was a regular battle. And sometimes those things happen. Men showed up in places you didn't expect them and really messed up your plans. So I want to keep going with it intact. That way I'm not going to go back and replay it unless it comes to it. So let me know your thoughts, and we'll come back with part 2 tomorrow. I'll play this through until I'm done. Maybe even later today. We'll see if I have time. We're about to get the deep freeze here in Ohio, so I'm probably going to have my kids home with me in the next couple of days, which makes it a little bit difficult to get as much work done recording. So we'll see you again real soon, guys. Thanks for watching.